Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a pretty quick video. I'm trying to cut down these videos to, let's say, like 10-15 minutes max, just because, I mean, do you really want to see me just doing my face for like 25 minutes? I don't think so. Obviously, if there are, like, maybe I'm trying out a new product and I want to do a bit more of an in-depth review on it, then that may add some time. But for now, I do have some new products, so it might be a little bit more than 10 minutes. Maybe I'll try to keep it around the 15-minute mark, but I think you'll be pretty excited to see the new things that I bought. So that includes the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I got it in the shade Golden. So I went to the States again and I stopped by at Ulta, and I did go to a different Ulta than the one I went to last time, and they did have Morphe products. So one of the things that I picked up was the Jaclyn Hill palettes, which I've already tried out before this video, so I have gotten my hands into it, but I am just look at that. Look at those colors. They're actually so pretty. I love the color range in the palette. That's why I've been wanting to get my hands on it for a while now. I also got the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Medium. I have also tried them out as well. I've tried out basically all these products already, so it's not really first impressions. I also bought the Real Techniques sponges, so because my beauty blender is kind of dead by now. There's no reviving it. It's done. So I had to get some new sponges. So for today, the look that I'm going to be doing is something a bit more dramatic again. I do like my dark and grungy kind of eye look, so that's one of the looks that I'm going to be doing today. But I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill palette, which I'm super excited to show you. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly prime my eyes, and we're just gonna get started on the look. Alright, so the eyes are primed and ready, and I'm going to start off with my transition shade. So I'm going to be using a small blending brush, and I'm going to use the shade Butter. So I'm going to be using that. This palette is pretty big. I mean, I could kind of show you like the color that I'm using, but I'll just have it kind of in one of the corners here so that you can better follow which colors I'm using. So I'm going to use that as my transition. Where you're going to put this is at the top here, just under the brow bone. And you're going to use either a windshield wiper, like that, straight back and forth, or, oh, you know what, I should zoom you in, that'd be a good idea. Alright, now that you're zoomed in, this area right here is where you want to put your transition. So what I like to do is kind of go back and forth between windshield wiper motions and small circular motions so that you could better distribute and partially blend in the color into your eyelid as you're going. You're just distributing that color just above the crease of your eyelid and just under your eyebrow. And if you have a foundation on already, you want to always make sure that you're tapping the excess powder off the brush, like just on anything every time you dip into the eyeshadow palette. That way you get very little fallout and it doesn't end up falling onto your cheeks or anything like that, and then you have to wipe it away and it could potentially smudge or just ruin your face makeup. I don't usually tap off the excess just because I prefer doing my eyeshadow before the rest of my face, so whatever fallout I get, I just wipe it away and then do my face makeup and I'm good to go. Now I'm going to go into the shade Roxanne, and I'm going to use the same brush and put that into the crease of my eyes. And I'm just going to be using slight windshield wiper motions for this for now. So you're not putting it anywhere else, just a crease, And while you're doing that, you can slightly, with very light with very light pressure, blend the two transition and the crease color together. That way there's no harsh line between them. Alright, now I'm going to switch to a different brush. I'm going to switch to a smaller pointed crease brush. This is specifically to use for the crease. It's basically just like a normal blending brush, but it's narrower and it has a tip, a very subtle tip at the very front of it, so that you could accurately stay inside the crease. So what I'm going to be using to deepen out the crease just a little bit more is a mixture between the colors Jax and Chip. So I'm just going to put that right into the crease again, and I'm going to go all the way around the crease. Instead of just keeping your eyelid high or your eyebrow high like this to kind of better see where you're blending, you can also let it relax a bit so that the brush can blend the shadows together while you're doing the crease. And I'm only doing windshield wiper motions with these two colors, just because I don't want this darkness to be distributed anywhere else except where it needs to be. Alright, now that that's done, I'm going to move on to the outer corner of the eyelid. So I want to put a little bit of purple into this look, so I'm going to use the shade Soda Pop for the outer crease. Not the crease, the outer corner. And I'm going to very lightly dip into that color because I don't want to mess up the look in any way, and I'm just going to keep it and tap it very lightly into the outer corner using very short flicks. And as I'm doing this, I'm slowly bringing the brush around the crease, that way it can kind of blend in that darkness into the crease colors, but not completely putting it into the crease, just kind of blending it into that line between the crease and the outer corner. Hairs everywhere in my face. Okay, so I want it to be just a tad darker, so I'm going to use the shade Abyss, and I'm going to use a smaller, no, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use a very small precision brush, it's like a thinner version of a pencil brush, and I'm just going to take that shade and lightly tap it along the lash line, and I'm just going to pat that color in and just slightly darken out that area. I'm not going to bring it anywhere else, I'm just darkening out the bottom of the outer corner just a little. Now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead with the lid color. I'm going to be using the shade Hustle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some glitter glue and I'm going to put that right onto my lid, just a tiny bit. I'm using the Too Faced glitter glue, just because, oh, I got that on my lashes. That's nice. Alright, and I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to pat that onto my lid. You know what, I'm going to just use my finger to cover most of the lid, and then I'm going to go back in with that other pencil brush to just kind of get into the corners. Alright, I'm going to do the same to the other eye. I'm going to go back in using that same brush that I used for the purple shade, and I'm not going to put anything more on the product. I'm just going to kind of diffuse that harsh line between the darker shades and the shimmer. Yeah, okay, so that is it for the eyes. Now I'm just going to quickly do my eyeliner, mascara, all that stuff off camera, and I'll have the products that I use listed down below. So yeah, I shall be back. Alright, so I went ahead and did my brows off camera as well. That is basically it for the eyes. So I'm going to be moving on to the face now. So I'm just going to do some quick color correcting and then we'll get to the foundation. Every time I do this, I just kind of look at myself in the mirror when I finish and I just wonder about life, why I'm doing this to myself. Constantly making myself look like I just shoved my face into a pizza. Okay, so I'm going to use the Born This Way foundation. Like I said before, it's the shade Golden. And I'm going to buff that into my skin. I tried this with a blender before, so I definitely I'm using a brush mostly because I want to see how well it blends, or how well this foundation is with a brush, just so you guys can know as well. I'm gonna zoom you out after I do this part of my face. Alright, that should be a little bit better. Yeah, so if you can tell now, definitely a little bit too red for my skin, so I'm gonna buff it down my neck just a little bit as well. Now I just look like a gradient. Not sure about that. Yeah, I definitely think I'm gonna have to go back and get a different shade. I was color matched at Ulta when I went, so this is not my fault. I mean, I guess it is partially my fault because I also, like, I saw when she swatched it on my cheek, so I saw the color on my skin, but I forgot to look and compare it to my neck. Also because I was in a bit of a hurry because I was with someone else and I could tell she was a bit bored, so. I have to say though, I really like the finish. Up close, it looks a little bit patchy, but further away it looks pretty nice. That's done. I'm going to use the Shape Tape under my eyes. I'm not sure if I like the smell of the concealer. It has like this very strangely familiar chemical smell. It is definitely full coverage, I'll say that. I'm not sure if I need to use more to be able to cover this all-enduring crease or line underneath my eyes, or if it just, these lines are all enduring and will never go away. But we'll see. So I'm going to quickly set that. Quickly set my under eyes. Yeah, this is way too red for me. You just can't not notice it. Alright, I'm gonna quickly bronze my face. I'm gonna do the slightest bit of contour and blush. I'm just going to now use the Becca Opal highlighter just to quickly do some highlighter. Alright, now we're gonna go back to the eyes. So we are going to go back into that Jaclyn Hill palette and we are going to go back in with that second shade I used. It's the shade Roxanne. I'm going to run that along the lower lash. Right now I'm going to take a thinner brush. I'm going to take the shade Chip and run that very close to the lash line. And I'm only going to take that to the middle of the lash. I'm not going to take it any further. Alright, and then with a teeny brush. I'm just going to use that same flat pencil brush. I'm going to take the purple shade Soda Pop and put that right in the outer corner only of the lower lash. Just to amp up that definition, that grunginess. Now that that's done, now we're going to go on to, no, not yet. I'm going to put some mascara on my lower lashes first. Alright, now we're going to move on to the star of the show, which is the shade Pool Party. We're gonna have a little pool party on the inner corners of our eyes. So I'm going to just use my pinky and I'm going to take, look at that. I don't know if you can see it, but just like wow. So I'm going to take that and put that right into the inner corner of my eyes. That's nice. That is nice. Yeah, when I saw that color, I was like, I have to use that color in some way, shape, or form, and I am happy with the way that I did this. I'm gonna kind of bring that just a teensy little bit in to the lower inner corner. Alright, I'm going to put on some lipstick and that will basically be it for this video. Alright, this is the finished look. I just went for a more neutral kind of berry colored lipstick. So yeah, this is the finished look. I think it's fabulous. I think it's really great. The palette is unreal. Like, the pigmentation is amazing, as you can tell. I think this palette has exceeded my expectations. I hope you like this look as much as I do. Let me know if you have the Jaclyn palette as well and what you think about it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to follow me on my social media, so my Instagram and Twitter. They're both at Bribery Makeup. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. Click the notification bell, and that's basically it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!